After my first meeting with Courtney, I knew this wasn't going to be straightforward, and she was more than likely going to keep me on my toes. This wasn't the usual fibromyalgia or hypermobility case, wherein we can re-establish connections within an hour or two, and by the end of the week be back to full strength, walking again, unaided and strong. The right foot did not lift at all, there was no reflex in the left foot, she could not weight bear for more than a minute, and she was tiring very quickly. I have seen this a few times, and it is never straightforward. Ever.
In December 2016, I was trampolining with my chair friends, and after doing a jump, I had run all funny and nearly passed out, and everyone thought I had just not eaten, so I got some food. After having something to eat, I felt okay, but things started to get worse after that. As the weeks and months went on, I started getting really bad head pains, shooting pains from the back to the front, and a really tense headache. I was passing out every day, and I kept going back and forward from the doctors, and no one knew what was going on. After I was discharged from hospital, the dizziness started to subside, but I was still getting really bad head pains, shooting pains still, daily headaches. Just really not feeling good. Then the weakness started in my legs. I used to have to use my mum's arm to go around the shop and just walk to the car. In February, after my surgery, I started getting shooting pains coming down the stairs. And I just sat down on the settee, just hoping it would ease off. And as soon as I tried to stand up, I just couldn't stand up at all. I couldn't pick my feet up off the floor, and I couldn't feel my right foot at all.
Before we could get started, I had to assess Courtney. I had to assign and go through the foundation work that I needed her to do at home with her mum. You wouldn't build a house on sand, and you definitely can't build a recovery on a weakened foundation. So for the physical, and in many ways psychological pillars to her foundation, Courtney needed to do some specific movements at home. That left hip would simply not contract hard enough to lift and support the other side, which, when it comes to walking, is vital, as it creates clearance room for the leg to swing through. If we were going to get Courtney walking, then this, along with one or two other things, were going to be our first priority. Courtney's second session was a tough one for her. As you can see, it looks like a pretty hard exercise, and it's quite hard to get the right mechanics of it, and indeed get things that you need to be moving. Obviously, with Courtney's right foot not being able to lift off the floor, and the reflex in her left foot not being able to clear the floor when she walks, she was going to struggle with this from the start. I had hoped we might have been able to sneak it in a little bit. However, it was way too hard for her, so I was forced to regress this to an easier exercise. Courtney was doing absolutely fantastic as well. As you can see from the footage, she was a little bit more steady, her hips were starting to stabilise, and the reflex was slowly coming back in her left foot. Right foot, however, was still sliding, but another week or so, and that should be lifting too. So, just finished the session with Courtney. I don't want to say I'm frustrated, because I'm not. I just kind of want... I just need her brain just to click, to kind of go, right, that's how we do it. But again, we've done as much as we can. I've got a couple of tricks left up my sleeve. Can't fault Courtney 100% all the time, which is incredibly difficult. These last 2 weeks were incredible for Courtney. She'd gone from living in the dining room to now being able to climb the stairs to her old room, and was now sleeping in her own bed after nearly a year. I had given her 2 weeks to get used to walking unaided without her mum's help, and now it was time to just tweak it slightly, which really probably only took us about 15 minutes. All that hard work, all that effort, it all paid off as everything just clicked together and she walked. In October, I promised a young girl she'd walk again in 8 weeks, and through her hard work and her dedication, and with a little guidance from yours truly, she did exactly that. The truth is, you don't need it to be January 1st to change your life. You can do it at any time. And I hope you're watching at home have enjoyed this. But more importantly, I hope you feel inspired. Hope you feel inspired to change your own life.